Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be checking out some active studio monitors made by PreSonus, and they're called the Eris E5 XT for extended. So this is the evolution of the E5s, which are quite popular and regarded as pretty great speaker for the price, and also known for more of their flat sound, which is good for editing. So PreSonus has been making speakers for more of people that are getting started with mixing sound. And not only that, but people also buy these just to listen to them. So in this video, we're going to unbox them, check out all the features and functions, and also play some music on them. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let's get started. Alright, so this is the box that the speakers come in, or speakers. So the way I bought them is separately in each box as individuals. So they might have them where you can buy them as a pair in one box, but this is the way I got them. So we're just going to look at one since they're both similar. So in the front here we have a nice picture. It says high definition active studio monitor. We have more information, accuracy defined. On the back of the box, it's a little bit more interesting. It shows us here the back of the speaker and all the controls. And what makes the XT different from the previous version is this elliptical waveguide, and is that dent in the speaker that projects the sound in more of horizontal fashion to give you a wider image. And also the speaker box was modified and it's larger than the previous version to go deeper to 48 Hertz now. And here we have a really nice photo of the speaker on the front. All right, so let's go ahead and open it up. And as we open this, we can see here it says music is our life, PreSonus is our day job. So it looks like PreSonus is definitely taking pride in their speaker production. Okay, so it looks like we have a little registration card here that needs to be registered online. And also looks like we have 4 little foam feet you can put on the bottom of the speaker, kind of like a sticker. So we're just gonna flip it over and pull it up. And so that's how the speaker's packaged. It has a piece of styrofoam on the bottom and top. And there was a silica gel in there too to keep the moisture out. Okay, so it looks like it's upside down actually. Let's go ahead and get this plastic off. So it looks like there's something else in here. It looks like the power cord. And that's actually the only thing that's included. There's no wires or cables for connections. And I guess it kind of does make sense since this is a single speaker. So we get a pretty long power cable. Looks like about 6 feet long. So right off the bat, guys, I'm really liking the finish. So it is plastic here in front, but it's got this really nice matte look to it. So it's quite attractive actually. So this is a 1-inch dome tweeter, and I think it's a silk tweeter, so it should be very smooth. And there's an elliptic design that kind of spreads the sound out in this pattern here. And the woofer here is 5 1/4 inches, and it's got a rubber seal around with a woven fabric cone and a plastic center. Definitely this looks very attractive. It's got like a really nice hint of blue. And on the very bottom we have the exhaust port for the air to move in and out. And that's a really good design for places that are really tight and you're gonna set the speaker really close to a wall. And that's definitely my situation, so this is definitely the way to go. And over here we have the PreSonus logo that lights up. So let's twist it around. Clean sides, nothing here. Same thing on the other side. Clean top. And the bottom does have something, some kind of TCA compliant sticker. All right, so let's go to the back, and that's where it gets really interesting. So in the back, we have quite a few things going on here. Since this is an active speaker, it has an amplifier inside. But not only that, we have quite a few controls here. And this whole panel here in the back is metal, and I'm guessing that's for draw the heat out of the system. But there are no actual cooling fins, so they must not need more than that. So we have the main gain here, linear signal adjustment. So we have 3 inputs. knobs. We can do XLR, TRS, or RCA. The next knob here adjusts our mid frequency. And if we go down here, we can see our graph from the low to high hertz. So our mid frequency would be right here, right in the middle of 1 kilohertz. So if you go 6 dB down, you'll be going down here. And if you go 6 dB up, you'll be going here. So this is the spectrum that you're altering with the mid frequency. And same thing for the high frequency on this side, as this is what you'll be altering in the frequency. So it looks like right about 10 kilohertz is the midpoint. The next thing we got is low cutoff. And what this does is essentially a filter for low frequencies. When it's set on flat like it is right now, it lets everything through. If you set it to 80 hertz, what's going to happen is you're going to cut everything under 80 hertz away. And that brings us to this graph right here, low cutoff. So we can see when it's on flat, it's going to, go all the way it can, as low as possible. If you put it on 80, you're going to be cutting off, in this region here. And then if you go to 100, you'll be really cutting off everything after 100. So you only need to use this if you have way too much low frequencies, but this is mostly designed to accommodate a subwoofer. You would relieve the low frequencies to the speakers and let the subwoofer do all the low end. And then the speaker would have more energy and accuracy because it doesn't have to play that low rumble. All right, and for our last switch, we have the acoustic space. This is basically a fine tuning, more of a finer adjustment on the low ends, meaning that we're not cutting the low ends off, we're just bringing the volume down on it. So if you put the speaker in a corner right next to a wall, you might have too much bass and boom coming out of it. And to minimize that, you're just going to go to -2 dB. And here we have a graph that kind of shows us the spectrum of what this covers. So it's more of the boomy bass that it tries to lower. Kind of gives you pointers of where you should be at on what selection. So if you're in the middle of the room, 0 dB should be good for you. If you're close to a wall, then -2 dB. And if you're in a corner next to a wall, obviously, you should go -4 dB. But this is all going to be, how they sound and to the likings of your ears and your perception of sounds. But I'm really happy to see that there's so many different choices here and options to fine tune just the sound you want, because everyone has preferences. And not only that, everyone's environment is very different. And if we go down, we have the power button here. And also we have a power selector here. It can work on both voltages, 115 and 230. So it's nice to see that they covered the whole world with that. And here we have our power cord socket that is fused. And on the very bottom here, it says 100 watts. So I guess these are up to 100 watts of power is what they will take from the wall. So another great thing about this speaker is that it integrates a dual power amplification separately from the tweeter and the driver. And not only that, it also uses type A/B amplification for the cleanest and most natural sound. So this is one of the reasons why I was leaning towards this speaker, is because it seems like everything about it is just right. And with all the controls and the quality and the reputation that this company has, and for the value that it brings, it just seemed like a no-brainer to me. All right, so I unboxed the other one and set them up, plugged them in, and connected them to my computer through the RCA cables. So let's go ahead and power them on, and we will have to do it individually. And as we power it up, we can see we got a really nice blue light. It's not intrusive at all. It's actually quite dispersed and not direct. So both of the speakers are on, and I can definitely hear a hum. So I'm not sure if that's picking it up or not, but there's definitely an audible hum from both of them and the same amount. So here's something interesting. If I unplug the signal cable, it just becomes like more of a hiss. And this is what happens when you use a signal like for headphones into these speakers, because they are so sensitive. They're going to pick up any kind of interference or hums in the line output, because of the quality of the output on the iMac is noisy. So ideally what we need to do is get a DAC that will process the sound from USB, and then we can output that sound into the monitors. And I will be doing that and be making a video about that. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Okay, so some good news. When I actually turned the iMac on, the buzzing kind of went away almost all the way. There's still a very slight hint of it, but it's almost gone. But it's still there, and you can still kind of hear it if you're, close to the speaker. But being about a couple feet away, it drowns out completely. So for the next part, I think we should go ahead and play some music, and I'm gonna use this H1N by Zoom audio recorder, and hopefully you guys can kind of tell how they sound. Now with that being said, there's just no way that you can actually know how these sound, because not only am I recording this through my equipment and then uploading it to YouTube, and then YouTube playing it to you with all that compression, and then you are decoding it through whatever means and listening on your own equipment through headphones or other speakers. So as you can see guys, there's no real way, but you know, we're still gonna record some sound and maybe give you an idea at least of how they sound. Now for now, I'm gonna leave everything as it was on flat. I'm not gonna touch the bass, the mids, or any of the options. And then after I critically listen to them, I will adjust it to my liking, and I'll record you some more after that.
I went from a bag to a bag to a bag. I remember me and mama used to ride the cab. Pull up out the lot, no more lease, we paying cash. Show up to a crib, hand the keys to a Jag. That's that light work, flexing so much it hurt. Used to rock hand-me-downs, now Versace down my shirt. I remember them days we couldn't wait for the first. Finally made me a meal, now we eating off the verse. Yeah, but I remember being hungry. Sardines, ramen noodles, and macaroni.
Had a few kids, bought a new house, promised you heaven, but it never did work out. Got a new job and moved uptown. I bought you everything, you never questioned why. No parachute, you know I'm dreaming about us too. Playing around without a clue. On the edge, cleaning out. With us it's all or nothing. Oh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing. But guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you just leave. With us it's all or nothing. Oh, but guess I need more of you. That's what I like. Laying on the beach with sunlight in my eyes, laughing with my friends under the sky, following our hearts so then we take a ride. Wherever, I always try to let my spirit fly, fly away.
so fast. Went from so lonely to falling asleep in your arms. I used to be afraid to fall in love. My past relationship was a disaster. I think about us, I think about us calling. I think about us, I think about us falling. Through the dark night and through time, towards the light when you'll be mine. I think about us, I know the dawn is for us. I dream about us, I dream about the stardust. I dream about us, I dream of how it started, and how it's so connected to everything we'll ever do. I think about what the future's holding for us.
Alright, so we're going to play the last song again, but I went ahead and adjusted the monitors to my initial perception of lowering the highs a bit, cranking the mids up just a little bit, and the rest is the same. And to my ear, this sounds much better, but let's go ahead and record it and see if you guys can hear the difference or even think it's better.
I think about us, I think about us calling. I think about us, I think about us falling. Through the dark night and through time, towards the light when you'll be mine. I think about us, I know the dawn is for us. I dream about us, I dream about the stardust. I dream about us, I dream of how it started, and how it's so connected to everything we'll ever do. I think about what the future's holding for us.
So yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell the difference, but yeah, to me it sounds a little more smoother and not so in your face. But I do like the more flatter, more mid-pronounced kind of sound. So if you're wondering, this is all I did. I added a couple dB on the mids and I subtracted a couple dBs on the highs. And most likely I'm going to keep playing around with that back and forth, but so far this is sounding really good to me. Now I tried to use this and it seems like it's kind of taking away the fullness and the dynamic range, the acoustic space, so I didn't like turning it down. So, but other than that, everything is quite straightforward and definitely a very nice speaker, guys. So this back panel is getting warm. It's definitely making heat, and I think that has to do with the AB class amplifiers in there. So yeah, guys, overall I'm really happy with these, and obviously I'm not expecting miracles because, you know, this is not a high-end monitor. This is something for, you know, an everyday guy that wants that extra but doesn't want to overpay. And these being $150 a piece and $300 for the set is a really compelling price for what these things have to offer. So not only do they look great, they sound like you would expect a pair of studio monitors to sound. More flat and most importantly accurate. And I feel like these things really deliver in the area that's important. So if you've been thinking of getting this or even upgrading to these, they're definitely not disappointing, and they'll definitely do the job of mixing music, editing music, and even some nice old regular listening to tracks and music. So big thumbs up for me. I'm definitely going to enjoy them. As I use them, I will make an update video later on and let you guys know how they're holding up and what I think about them. And also I will be getting a DA converter, so that should greatly help with my output quality and get that cleaner sound. So if you're interested in that video, check it out. And if you enjoyed this video, then hit that like button. And if you want to get a pair of these for yourself, I'm going to leave some links in the description, so check that out. And if you enjoy videos like this and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button to see more. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.